Hey everyone, Chef Rob Schwalm here with Link2 Hospitality Solutions. We are the Blodgett reps in upstate New York, MOFC Region 2. What I'm going to be demoing today is the Blodgett Mini-Combi, the BLCT6E-H, which is a 6-pan mini-combi electric with the Houdini attachment, which is certified ventless, where you can plug and play and have no necessity of a ventilation hood. So what I'm going to be demonstrating today is specifically the steam function of the Mini-Combi. And how to get into that function is I'm going to hit manual, I'm going to hit steaming, and what this brings me to is the home page for steaming. I can control the temperature from 86 degrees to 212 degrees, or if I really wanted to cook hard, I can go 248 at a forced steam. I can have a single timer going for one food product, or a rack timer, which I can set up 6 different racks for 6 different food products. Some things take longer than others. I can control the fan speed from 20% to really slow cook, or 100% to really full on, let's go, let's start cooking. As well as I can use a probe. I can insert the probe into whatever food product you're using, and as soon as it hits a certain temperature, what you tell it to, it will completely shut off. It'll alert you, hey, your food is done. So one feature that I like to use is rack timer. If I'm using a la carte and I need to make sure that all of my things are coming out as needed, I can utilize that function. So getting in the rack timer, I'm gonna hit that. And then I can choose how many racks I have, from 1 or 6. I have six different slots that I'm going to be using. So 6 things. I'm going to have 1 timer per rack. I'm going to hit forward. It brings up the rack timer page. I know that my quinoa pilaf with peppers and onions is going to take about 45 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer to 45 minutes and hit OK. And I'm going to pop it in. And you'll see as soon as I close the door, that rack timer will start counting down. So as I put the quinoa pilaf in the oven, I'd like to talk about why I chose the parameters I did in this cook. So in the steam function with the Blodgett Combi, I'd mentioned that you can go from 86 degrees to 212 degrees. 212 is when water turns into vapor and produces steam. But the benefit of the Blodgett Combi is I can really fine-tune how hot the steam I'm producing is. So I chose 190 degrees, and when you can dial back the steam a little bit, it doesn't cook as hard for proteins or vegetables or grains or eggs or anything like that. The science behind that is as I'm cooking, all the nutrients, the chlorophyll in the greens in broccoli and asparagus, and you get a way more vibrant color. In salmon, the albumin tends to come out, but it doesn't completely release. So I get a lot of fat and flavor still inside that salmon, which I'll demonstrate later. But being able to fine-tune that steam is a huge benefit to Blodgett Combis. Another really cool feature for Blodgett Combis is the boiler versus boilerless. This small combi is boilerless, and steam is produced by an electric coil in the back and water getting spritzed on it, thus producing steam. In the larger units, this is just a 6-pan, smallest combi you can get, but in the larger units you can choose boiler. And what that is a boiler holds water at 208 degrees, so when I call for steam, it's readily available right there. But it also has dual steam technology, which means that if I'm full on in and out producing steam, it uses the boiler. But if I just tend to bring the demand down, it goes to boilerless, where water just gets spritzed into a hot oven and produces steam. So water savings is great, and the versatility. If I wanted to go hard, I can, or if I wanted to go soft, I can. One of the things I'm going to be demonstrating today is a slow poached egg at 190 degrees in the Blodgett Combi. There's many ways, different ways of slow poaching an egg, especially in a combi, but the way I like to do it is I have cellophane here. You crack an egg right on top of the cellophane, and you can infuse any type of flavorings in there. So if you have a special type of oil or vinegar or an herb that you want to put inside a poached egg, you have the ability to do that with this. So when you break open the cellophane and it cracks all over the food product, that flavor just distributes so nicely, and you have a really, really cool end product. What I do first is take 2 pieces of cellophane out, 2 squares. I'm going to make sure that there's no air bubbles in there, and I'm going to take my infused oil, put it on the cellophane, crack an egg on it, bring all 4 corners up, and then twist it tight and tie it off. And there you have your infused poached egg. And here go the eggs in at 20 minutes. I like to heavy salt it because that flavor like penetrates through the actual salmon. And in goes the salmon. And set my timer for 12 minutes. Good. So I have 3 timers going on right now. I've got my quinoa pilaf at 16.5 minutes. I've got my eggs for 17 more minutes, and then my salmon's gonna be 12. And last but not least, asparagus going in. So the timer for the salmon just went off. As the timer goes off and elapses, look at that. Starts counting up. So you can see the albumin is still coagulated right on there, which is filled with fat and flavor. The skin just peels right off. You can see it's still got awesome texture, cooked over 130 degrees, but just incredible. And just a really cool thing with the skin, I can fry this and use it as a garnish. It's a cool little thing to add to a plate. What's next is the asparagus. That's coming out. With this asparagus, super vibrant and green, but also has an awesome bite to it. Just super crisp, great coming out at a slow poach. All right, next is the pilaf. And the slow poached eggs. So as you can see, I can execute a really cool dish utilizing steam, 190 degrees, from slow poaching these eggs to cooking vegetables to cooking grains, and as easy as it is to use as a touchscreen where you can just move around like you would your smartphone. Very easy to use, and a la carte setting, you can come up with something cool like this.